It's us again. Hello, we're
It's
back
it's
to
like it
plague
was
your screens.
it's like it was yesterday. It all feels like
Oh,
so short ago that we've been right in this position. But yeah, either way, we're back. Good evening, everyone. My name is Bozomax, and I'm here again with Uncook's Cast, just like you saw
yay.
us yesterday, right on your screen.
Woo.
So again, today we were supposedly having three matches originally, but actually two matches will be played as one match was unfortunately either postponed or forfeited. We're not quite sure exactly what's going on yet. Just waiting on a message from the board on that. But one message, either way, the first match that was scheduled today will not be played
Yeah, we're
today.
just dumb, stupid production casters. We just shout at things that we don't actually. That's just our job.
Yeah, let me
Well,
just go.
my
Yeah,
job.
yeah, we actually got
You
the
do
schedule
much
right.
more.
Yeah, we actually got the schedule right here. The first match, as you can see, was the Evo 5 match versus One Punch. But like we said, that one will not be played today. It's either forfeit to win or it will be rescheduled. But that's something that you will hear from soon. But yeah, that leaves us with just two matches today, which is Revolut versus Izanami by SFD. The first match that you will see on your screen right here today, and then the final match, which will end the evening, which is Maniac Suiciders 15 versus Yacht Esports. So two cool matches coming up right here. Of course, for both of these teams, it will be the second match since we're now in week 2 of ESA. So yeah, like the groups will start to take more and more shape after this point, and I'm very excited to see this to see this happen. But yeah, like we said, first match for today: Revolut versus Izanami by SFD. Yeah, let's just jump into the map ends if you want.
Yeah, absolutely. And while we're getting that set up, I just want to mention obviously, we did see these teams play last week, or actually, we didn't. The games weren't casted, and that was for two different reasons. Revolut, they got a 7-0 win against Evo 5, whereas Izanami actually had a forfeit win against One Punch. So, yeah, some things maybe not quite worked out there, but we're heading into the map bans, and Cafe Dostoevsky and Clubhouse taken off straight away. And yeah, it was something that me and Max were talking about earlier, which is we're surprised we haven't seen any Cafe. Yeah, if we just look at the statistics, Cafe banned every time, um, along with Bank, Skyscraper, and Theme Park haven't seen them at all. That could continue. Skyscraper's still in the pool, and so is Bank as well, actually. So there's just the plagued chalet, which we've seen just so much throughout this season. It's between these final three maps. There's a 2/3 chance that we get a map that we haven't seen, but as Bank gets taken out, is an army. Please, please not. No. Oh, it was so close. We were so close to getting an interesting map, but we've got chalet again. Oh boy, oh boy. I okay, so it looks like Revolut will be starting out on the defense here in Chalet, and Izanami will be starting on the attack. And without further ado, I believe the lobby is ready, so we should just be able to hop into things as soon as the final checks behind the scenes have been sorted out. And yes, I mean, Chalet again, we've certainly seen it a lot. Let's see those side statistics then. 29 out of 54 rounds won for the attack. Obviously, we had a few not very close games yesterday that kind of swayed those statistics a little bit. But nevertheless, still a bit of an attacker advantage, and we might just see that reinforced in this map. So, once again, visiting the snowy Alps, the snowy French chalet, to see where we first of all to see who wins. We might see another overtime. Obviously, both these teams technically are on 3 points, although as an army, like we said, did have that forfeit victory. So we haven't actually seen them play. This is the first time they're actually getting a taste of competition here in season 5. As we start things out with Thatcher being taken off the board, is a very good operator to take off. You know, obviously there are those pocket EMPs that we do see brought along now. Biopredators such as Lion has them. I think Dokubi might as well. Sledge definitely has them, so there's quite a few. Flores taken off as well. And the RC Rotero is obviously very useful for clearing utility. Like we said, you can do it other ways, but certainly the most prolific ways of doing so. And we're going to see an Azami ban coming through here. Very, very good ban, I would say, to or good operator to take off the board at least. She can be very, very powerful. The keeper barriers make her one of those architect operators. That's how they're internally classed by Ubisoft. Obviously, you've got Azami, you've got Mira, you've got Castle, who can just change the entire structure of bomb sites or entire rooms. And the final one to be taken out is going to be Thunderbird. Obviously, those healing stations, the Kona stations, just can be very, very useful, especially when you're in a pinch as a defender. It allows you to just play a bit more aggressive, just really deal more punches to the attack. And on a chalet that should already be attacker sided, these bans make me think that the attack will be particularly strong.
Yeah, let's see about that. Of course, indeed, this is a pretty interesting one. The attack lineup, however, might not be certain yet, as they do have, of course, the attacker repick option for now. But we'll see about that. Yeah, but just like yesterday, the bomb site that is kind of surprising to be picked so often is the bar games bomb site that we'll see just straight away happening right here. And Mira is going to be certainly a very strong operator on this bomb site, as she can just play in this closet area right there. Just have a perfect overview over the A bomb and even potentially in the B bomb if she makes some holes right there in the wall. It is a very strong way to shut down the actual bomb site itself. Second mirror window, of course, can be used on the top floor, which likely we will see happen. And this way it will be a very tough attack for the attacking team to take control over this area, where they will likely start with a northern attack towards the top floor area.
Yeah, that tends to be how these things go. That sort of north across push. And then transitioning from that top floor to the bottom floor. Well, not quite the bottom floor, to the ground floor, as things turn out. And we do have some of those architect operators in play. Obviously, the castle coming through, also being brought along as well. We've certainly seen her banned out a lot, and it's quite easy to see why. The shields can be such a nuisance for the defense, trying to clear attackers out of position, maybe get some retakes, or if the attackers want to get a plant down, it's perfect for covering up, making sure you can't get shot by the defenders.
Yeah, indeed. And with the attackers now inside the building, the first minute has expired. Attackers are just ready to make the first move. Like, some bridging charges have been pre-placed. Ace charges are coming out to get those first new lights of sight and entry points. Also, shields are being placed, so they're just really ready to make their first move. And it will be a tough one. We have seen so many times yesterday how strong this position can be with the frostmats being placed, deployed with shield, which they somehow have actually managed to take care of, even though there was just a singular ADS. That might actually be why. Just a singular ADS with potentially some Midas. But this way the shield was quite more vulnerable compared to yesterday when we saw double ADSs. And this way the shield has now been taken care of, which makes this position much more difficult to hold on to. And the Frost will be on a tough job right there to keep the position strong.
Yeah, still does have a bit of cover. The little stairs is causing that natural cover, but could still get taken out. Obviously, all it requires is one pixel to be spotted, and that's you out of the game. And especially the way these angles work, it's going to be a lot more dangerous for Kaibi to play in that position. So yeah, quite wise to fall back there, especially with Predazir being taken out so low. Just having more players on the bomb site to support is really going to come in helpful, especially as they've wasted a good amount of time here, Revolut. Only about 40 seconds left on this match clock, and that's Kaibi getting the first kill, not the second though. Nerdy with a trade. And now 30 seconds for the attack to get something going, and Predazir is on the flank upstairs. And I don't think as an army you're actually going to be aware of this, Max.
No, indeed. And yesterday we have seen so many of these kind of flanks happening. Just those late flanks we were not expected. And we will see it happen right there. There's the first player taking out Sophia, Tom fight off the board. We might just see a second. Will we see a second? Yes, we do. That's a second. And then the final kills happen from the other defending players. And this way, this first round is going to the defending team, which is Revolut's, and therefore the score's now put on 1-0. A great flank by the Wamai. The attacking team was clearly not prepared for it and not even responding to it, as the ace just kept watching the hatch right below him after he was just taken out as well. But either way, a great play from Revolut right here. And that's an 1-0 start for this first match of today.
I suppose when you're in that position, you know, on that kill box door into the sort of top blue area, it's very easy to assume that you got killed from the hatch, especially as with sort of like the Pro League settings. You can't see, you don't get that death cam to see where the attacking players are. And with the suppressor as well, you're not really going to get much directional info from that either. So yeah, it probably is quite safe to assume, oh, someone swung me from the hatch, because obviously the defenders are on site, right? So it's obviously one of those things that can get missed, which is why things like flank drones are so very important. But especially when you're in an advantage or you have most of your players alive, sometimes that does get missed, especially in those final, 20-30 seconds of a round.
That's a good point. Like, of course, like team communication is very important at this point. But yeah, with some of the teams like being in an absolutely chaotic play during the end of the rounds, yeah, those callouts might just not happen or might just not reach the target. And of course, yeah, indeed, then those things can happen. A second round is now starting for Izanami to go for the attacking round, for the offense. Let's see how they will do. This time we see Nuck being played, which can of course be very, very interesting, especially since Nuck can of course stay hidden from certain gadgets, certain information gathering objects such as cameras, and of course also be a bit more stealthy using her ability as well, which we have seen some very interesting things happen. Of course, for this reason, Nook also has been banned quite a lot of time. This time she is in play. For that reason, she is being picked as well. But also the newest operator, Solus, is in play as well. We have seen how useful she can be, how strong she can be, but also how many times she has been banned before.
Especially to counter Nock, to be fair, because you can spot. When she's using that gadget, you can spot it using the solar scanner. So yeah, it could be a very good use of that utility. In fact, the impact grenade does come out, and that's Ryuji to take down Geihite as the first kill inside of this round. Nickett as well, trying to find a trade, but just nothing's coming as a Solace. Ryuji just continues to play inside of this mezzanine position. It's a dangerous angle to work, but if you're able to make it happen, it can be quite dangerous.
Yeah, and as he gets a second, he finds his kill, and he's just left there to play. Not much contesting happening, but in the end, they do manage to take him out. Also, Predazir leaving losing his life as well. So now, right now, it's a 2 versus 2 situation with 1 minute and 15 seconds on the clock. Just an even man count for either team, a 2 versus 2, and just plenty of time for the attacking team at this point. Sledge taking his opportunity to just scout ahead a little bit with his drone, while Nerdy, the ace, still has plenty of hard bridging utility to open up the opposite wall, which will in the end allow them to have a new line of sight and entry points towards the bomb site, which will hopefully allow them to get some kills, or in the end get the diffuser down as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously that is going to be your main goal in all of these things, try and get that diffuser down. It is still in hand, obviously it wasn't lost, so that's always going to be a plus. But once again, we're seeing things, the timer being brought down so low here by Revolut. They're doing a really good job at managing this clock, especially as Quan still has one more toxic wave left in pocket. That's such a cheeky angle. The deployable shield stays as well, and that's going to be Tomfight hitting the deck. The smoke is just too powerful. The damage getting just chunked away there, and now Nerdy needs to push in, try and find this diffuser plant, but with the intentions being split both ways, it's going to be a swing from Quan to lock things out. Revolut 2 rounds lead here. And I can't tell whether Chalet is just being very defender-sided recently,
yeah,
or if we're just getting some very one-sided games.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see indeed these defensive wins. But either way, like great play from the smoke right there. Like such a he kept his gadgets so well towards the last seconds of the round. I think it was like 30 or 40 seconds when he started using his canisters, and he was so well at denying the breach. Like the breach was one of the points where the attackers could come from. Besides that, they just like the library reading hallway, of course, like this position where he was just playing in piano himself. So basically, by throwing those smoke canisters, there was only one place they could really come from. Like, of course, there is the balcony door on office, but that was likely covered by the castle. So in this way, he was just perfect at shutting down the area, just not allowing the attacking team to hop in, even killing the Sledge at one point, as he was already very low in HP, which is well-placed, well-timed smoke canisters there from the smoke, which just certainly helped at that point. It was only 2 versus 2, you know, like it could have gone either way from that point, especially since the attackers had a decent amount of time. They were able to open up the wall, so there was like enough for the attackers to work with at that point. But I think the smoke just did a perfect job there on denying them when it really mattered.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we said, Revolut, they just did such a good job at working the clock, you know, making sure that the timer really goes down. However, this looks like it could be a very quick rush execute. We've got those Optus shields, the Talonate shields, and there's the smoke in as well. Nerdy getting that diffuser down, and now it's panic stations for Revolut, trying to get things out. Smoke canister comes through, C4 as well, shot out, and that's the plant secured. It's all come to a head very quickly here, and now Revolut have to scramble to get onto this. The smoke canister's now a hindrance for that defensive team, but here comes the Ninja Defuse. This could be a Ninja plant and Ninja Defuse. They don't even know Ryuji's there. The sound's just being covered by the gunfire, and what a round, what an execute, and what a counter-attack as well from Revolut. 3 rounds to nothing, and that round was done in less than 2 minutes, including the prep phase and pick phase. That was incredible.
Yeah, indeed, a beautiful attempt to rush from the attacking team. Like, from the moment that they opened the bridge and just rushed in, the smoke cannons were thrown. It actually took a bit of time for the defending team to realize what was going on. And C4s were thrown. Somehow they didn't even manage to stop the plan that way. But then, of course, a beautiful attempt to actually defuse the diffuser. The smoke canisters were were not allowing the Jaeger to do the initial defuse as he was planning to do it, but getting damaged by his own teammate. But in the end, luckily, yeah, the smoke managed to get close with the cover of his own smoke canister and managed to go for perfect defuse right there, which will probably have caused some head-scratching moments there for Izanami, as they were probably thinking, this is in the pocket, we got this. But of course they were not. And
well, to be fair, like, you could tell that Revolut had sort of practiced how to do sort of that ninja defuse in a high man count situation, or at least they knew what to do, because to cover the sound of the player disabling the diffuser, there was constant gunfire from the team to make sure that the sounds, like, because obviously it does make that sort of buzzing noise, to make sure those sounds just could not be heard by the attackers. So very intelligent play by Revolut, and that kind of shows why they've already had a 7-0 victory, and they currently have not lost a round inside of ESA Season 5. They're technically 10 rounds to 0 at this point in time.
Yeah, indeed, good thing to point out, indeed. Yeah, it was a very well play from them, and yeah, like, very unfortunate for the attacking team. What's more unfortunate as well is that Presence here already gets the first kill there on Navy. That's unfortunately Diana taking out an operator that will be so useful during this round, with the nades, of course, being available to take care of the deployable shield on top of Blue, but also, of course, her scouting ability with her hologram to just scout ahead a little bit, just find some information, push people out of position. But unfortunately for her, she's already been taken off the boards, and also with this double ADS being placed right there, it will be pretty difficult to take care of those shields, as Ash and Sophia will be the only ones who will be able to deal with it.
Drone spinning up.
We probably a bit more controlled, you could say, inside of round number 4. Obviously there has still been some action going on. Nickett as well taking out Predator, but you know, it's not quite the sort of rush execute that we saw in the last one. That's Kaibi needs to fall back, can't do it in time. Nerdy with a lovely shot there, just using that AK-12 to the advantage to get that kill across, and that's a man advantage now for Izanami. I feel like we haven't seen that. That's nasty from El Speedy. Just UMP with the 1.5 on Castle. He's actually kind of a very deadly weapon. Obviously, you think UMP doesn't do much damage, but when you got the 1.5 on there, it's very efficient at hitting heads.
Yeah, indeed. And with a 3 versus 3 remaining, there was just 40 seconds remaining on the clock. This is going to be one of those close rounds once again. And this is something that attackers could not really use at this point, as of course they really need this time. Of course, there is still a chance for them, but 30 seconds, the time is running out. They need to make the push soon. Also, the Ash being very low on HP at this point. Just trying to find the person in the closet there through the little kind of breach that has been made there. But unfortunately, they're not able to find anything. And with the time ticking on, 15 seconds remain on the clock. Castle barricades still need to be dealt with, which of course is not ideal at this point. But in the end, the move needs to be made. It's Stormfront with a kill on LSPD, and Nick Kid with a kill on Rizier. And it's all coming down to Quant right now in this 1 versus 3 situation. The Mirror just all alone, and Tom5 with a final kill. And finally, we're seeing a kill happening, a round happening to Izanami. It's a 3-1 score right now. And finally, Izanami wins their first round and hopefully starts their comeback.
Yeah, absolutely. It could be on, like you said, and round of applause for Izanami. That's the first team. That's the first round loss for Revolut in this season so far. Which is, still quite an impressive thing to say. But yeah, very well played by Izanami in that 3 versus 3. It looked quite dicey. Obviously, time was running out, but they just got the entries that they needed to claw things away in that in those final moments. Quant just wasn't able to get it done. So yeah, we head up to this top floor now. Similar sort of thing as in round number 2. From the defense, seeing Castle a hell of a lot. Solus as well being brought along is fairly common nowadays. Obviously, she is very strong when she's allowed in play, and yeah, Revolut using her to the fullest success. Doc as well with the not quite recent anymore, but with the recent-ish buff that he's had. Those stim pistols now do 200 HP of healing, which is a full heal on everyone.
Yeah,
it's quite good to see him getting some more love.
Yeah, certainly it is. And also, of course, Rook, we don't see him that much yet. I don't think whether he's too successful. Like, that's also one of the buffs on some of the GIGN members. But we don't really see him yet. But that will also be a cool one to eventually see being played a little bit more. But for now, the round is starting. The first 40 seconds have expired. Attackers are fine, trying to find their first way in. We're also seeing a lot of repelling happening, just waiting to find the line of sight on one of the defenders to just take him out from a safe distance. But eventually, they will need to hop in. But here's exactly what I'm talking about. Just waiting for someone to expose himself, and 2 deaths happen on the defending side, 3 deaths happen. What is happening? SFD or Izanami is actually waking up and just taking out player by player of Team Revolut. And right now, just within the first minute-ish, Revolut is down to only 2 players, a 2 versus 5 situation, which will be extremely tough for them to pull off. But in the end, they do have a chance. There's still time, but as the breach is opening, things will become very difficult for them.
Media though does find the first kill for Revolut Esports in this round. There is still a bit of a mountain to climb. Obviously, a 2 versus 5, very difficult position anyway. But Quant is aggressive with the shotgun on the flute door. Nothing will come of it though, as Speedy now getting chunked down as well, just trying to keep something on this corner. That's Quant with another kill, SMG-11 at that close range, but he does get caught out by Nickit, and there's the final kill as well on the other side, and that's going to be Izanami once again bringing it just that 1 round closer. That comeback could well and truly be on, Max.
It's certainly possible, like 2 wins in a row, which of course is a great accomplishment for Team Izanami after they were down 3-0, which was a very tough position to be in, not a pretty poor position as well to be in, but luckily 2 wins in a row. It might just happen a third. We might just see a 3-3 split, which we have seen 2 times yesterday, if I'm saying it correctly.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so that will be a great thing to see at this point, but at the same time, it's very much possible for Revolut to just wake up a little bit again and win another round. But we'll see. I would love to see another overtime match happening like yesterday. Yesterday, of course, we saw the first overtime match finally happening, which was a new thing. But I think like in the upcoming weeks, we're now in week 2, we're still we're going all the way up to week 7, so it's still a lot of weeks to go. We will see more of those happen eventually, but it will be cool to just start week 2 immediately with one of those.
5 seconds to go.
Let's actually take a look at the prediction. We did a prediction in the chat, which 13 in total 13 people did cast their votes, for which we're of course very thankful. Actually, the majority of 10 people voted for Revolut, where only 3 people have casted a vote for Izanami. So clearly the viewers being on the side of Revolut at this point. But still, yeah. Anything is possible at this point. Like Izanami is doing a great job of making the comeback happen. And as the Nickit is finding the first player, Speedy, they're just doing a bit of damage on each other, but not getting a kill really happening. Also, Valkyrie stepping in to support the teammates, but in the end, both of the players managed to escape, make it out alive, and still having a chance to play for the remainder of the round.
Well, obviously, as for Revolut, you do kind of want that 4-2 half. You want all the advantage you can get. As for Izanami, you know, keep that momentum train going. That's what they're trying to do. That opening pick did not quite go their way. Obviously, it would be nice to collect onto Speedy straight away. But, you know, there's still time. Still got 2 minutes left of this round for them to be able to do something with at least get some advantage. But it's a bit more of a stronger position this time. Less shields, actually, maybe forcing Revolut themselves, just thinking, hey, we need to play this a bit smarter than we did this time. So not having that safety net there would mean that we have to play in those smarter positions, have to play a little bit better. What that does look like, though, is giving up a lot of this map control. We can see this top floor is entirely clear. Predator is just slowly regressing up these stairs, but might soon have to fall back along with Quand as the swings come through yet again from a lot of those from those attacking players. And obviously there's no floor here, which means C4 is not going to come in use. Up the stairs, though, is going to find one. Quand did find the first, traded out by Navy. It's now in a 4 versus 4 once again. Those nades come through into connector, but nothing found. 50 seconds, and this is a good position for Izanami to try and work things through again as Predator, looking to get aggressive, has to fall back on such low HP. And this is when this bomb site can really feel like just so claustrophobic, but Navy finds a second as Ryuji does find one again. So equal man count again. It just seems like both of these teams get kills at the exact same time. So now here comes that rotation down. Maybe less successful, possibly, as there's Speedy to find one, and that's Navy going down. The only player with kills in this round for Izanami, as now that clock runs ever lower. Tomfight takes a drop and catches out Kaibi. So 2 versus 2, but that timer ticking ever lower. Has to be aware of that player in connector. Got to get that plant down, but now that Nickit is injured, that's all she wrote. It must be not even collecting on that kill, but there it is. The bombs protected Revolut Esport. They do get that 4-2 half, and Izanami just stopped in their tracks.
Yeah, indeed, 4-2 for the Revolut, of course, what they were hoping for, the best they could do at that point, and of course, which is one that should satisfy them. With this 4-2 score, we'll now head over into the roll-up, where now Revolut will need to play as the attacking team, and Izanami will need to work as the defending team. So from now on, things might go a little bit differently, as one side might just work better for the other team. The question is which one works better for who. It's something we'll find out very soon, but right now, of course, Revolut in the lead with a 2-point difference. A decent position to be in, and a good point to start from on the attack right now. But either way, for the first defensive round of Izanami, we're actually heading we're heading to bedroom office bomb site, one that seems to be very popular on this map. And yeah, like it's a very deep, like there's nothing too out of ordinary of this setup. The only thing we could kind of point out is the Warden pick on the defense, one operator that you don't see too often really. But of course, it's a very strong operator, especially when the attacking team is not expecting him. Like, there's the situations where Warden can just be so strong, really. And I'm very excited to see him being played.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Revolut are opting for any sort of Ying play, which is obviously one situation where Warden can be especially useful. You know, there's still some flashbangs, still some smoke grenades that Nickit could try and worm their way out of and try and find those advantageous positions. As yeah, I think it looks like Nickit is playing up and around that sort of library area, but I could be completely blind. Yeah, it does look like he will be trying to stop them at the entry. Obviously, this is where a lot of flashbangs and will be coming through just to try and get that entry into the map. So if Nikit can take advantage of that and the rest of his army as well, yeah, that would be huge for their chances inside of this round.
Yeah, certainly. Also with the Jekyll being in play, finding his first set of footprints. Actually, Solids is being pinged out right there. Of course, Solids is not really in the area, so the information is not too useful at this point. But in the end, Speedy is in a good position. He can actually not flank from much, from all the way up to the blue stairs, library stairs area, from where, of course, he can fully assist his team. His team is now making the first entry into the library. Actually, it seems like the defenders have been falling back, so have given the space that the attackers need at this point to just have a little bit more leverage onto the bomb site itself, from where they can eventually start breaching those walls, opening up the more lines of sight and entry points, which is of course a good thing for the attack, especially since they still have 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that is half the round. Honestly, possibly the calmest round we've had so far. All 10 players are live around the sort of 1 minute 10 mark, so that's going to make this end game really interesting. As hopefully the breach should start to get opened up soon, and there it is. Yeah, no trick happening there, Navy. You've got to get out of there, my friend. I'm just staring these players in the face. What a kill. That's Predator eating lead. I was going to say eating dirt, but not quite. He's inside. Yeah. As yeah, just a very good kill from the Mute, traded out by Quan. That's a thermite, and it's Kaibi with 2. Gridlock being a choice attacker once again here today, as that's really put a spanner in the works of Izanami, and that's certainly going to be the nail in the coffin. Tom fight now in a 1 versus 4 as Quan starts to get this diffuser down. I think that's why he got in the Frostmat, and indeed it is. Tom fight with 1. That could be the clutch, could be on now, especially as diffuser is cold in no man's land. But no, the upside down repel just proves too difficult. Kaibi, 3 kills on the round. Very impactful for Revolut, and they keep marching forwards now, 5 rounds to 2.
Yeah, indeed. 5-2 score, of course, 3 rounds advantage for Revolut at this point. A very good position for them to be in. Could it be another 7-2 win for one of the teams? One that score they've already seen various times at this point. But yeah, of course, Revolut, they are in a good position. They might feel pretty confident right now. And Izanami, they know what they're up to. They know what they're up against. They know what they got to do. They need to win rounds. They need to make it happen either way, one way or the other. And yeah, like hopefully for them they could win this round. Otherwise, the tactical timeout after this round would be a well-called thing, because they really need to find a way to just improve themselves right here. And yeah, hopefully for their second defensive round right now, they will be a little bit more successful. Of course, we only saw them defend 1 time so far. Potentially with a second attempt, we'll see a bit more success. An interesting line of sight is being created. Of course, this has all to do with the mirror window that is being placed this way from the closet. Mirror has a full line of sight into both the A-bomb and the B-bomb, which of course is very strong position to be in. And let's see, the top floor is also going to be defended as well, of course. But the mirror window, again, they're happening just like the opponent was doing, their opponent, Revolutes. They're just kind of doing the same kind of strategy, which is of course not a copy. It's just a very basic one that you just see many teams do. But yeah, either way, I'm very excited to see how this round will go. The attacking team currently, of course, on the upper hand. Lots of drone work already happening. Just the first players looking for the first way in, of which one of them is the Yana, who's now inside of kitchen hallway, just finding a way in through the ground floor. And potentially, if she's able to sneak up, she might just find anyone very soon. We actually see one player playing in the basement, however, which is currently the Smoke Navy. No clue what Smoke is doing there at the moment. Maybe just potentially trying to see if anyone is trying to just sneak in from the basement early on. But right now, it doesn't seem to be happening.
This setup is confusing me, to be completely honest. I don't know why you would open up that entire bar wall, because it means that none of your defenders can really play inside of bar. Because you can't hide behind the bar, really, because there's an angle on you from the big window. Like, that's probably the only place to actually hide in that site. So a lot of this off-site pressure is going to be what has to be successful for Izanami, and it's just not happening. As that's going to be the opening pick on that basement. That's the Smoke taken down, 3 canisters in hand, and that's just such a difference to the way we saw Revolut playing with that Smoke. We saw them waste so much good time at the end, and that's right, Giza. just with 2, make it 3 kills on the upstairs, just absolutely unstoppable. And it's all down to her Galhai on this inside of connector, and it's just now such a claustrophobic position. The players can swarm from every which angle, but they're not even pushing as a team. It's still certainly doable, but now the flashbangs come through, that's easy picking. 6 rounds to 2, Revolut on match point. And I just don't know what the plan was there, Max, because there's just so many weaknesses, and, well, Revolut found them with ease.
Yeah, indeed. Like you said, the setup was quite interesting. The line of sight being created all the way to the bar wall, even though in the end it didn't matter that much since no one even pushed from the window. But still, even though the setup was like that, it didn't help anything. Attackers were just able to find one by one, just taking out each player. And certainly, it's just clear to me that Izanami is not as good on the defense as Revolut was. We could see that Revolut was so well at holding back the attackers for such a long time, usually falling back like around the 1 minute count-ish, which is, of course, is a good accomplishment for the defensive team. And the complete opposite is happening from Izanami. They're just giving so much space and just losing their lives so easily early on, making just things too easy for the attacking team to just take further control and getting close to the bomb site just in time, with like enough time remaining on the clock. And yeah, just able to do so much damage there, the attacking team, just absolutely destroying Izanami at this point.
10 seconds to insertion.
Yeah, they've got to win 4 rounds in a row to even get 1 point, to even just have a chance of getting anything from this game. And the way that Revolut have been playing, it just doesn't seem like it'd be likely. Obviously, you know, things can still happen. It's a game of 2 halves, but where that Revolut had such a dominant defensive half, and they've just come out swinging on this attack as well, yeah, I'm not seeing it personally. Obviously, you know, I could get proven wrong. I'm very happy to be proven wrong. As much as, you know, I complain about Chalet, if we do get a close, good game, maybe even going to overtime, you know, I can't complain too much now, can we?
No, certainly not. It's like always interesting to see those kind of things happen. But with a 6-2 score, like things are not looking great for Izanami at this point. Attackers are again making their way into the building. The setup of the defending team seems to be mostly similar. And with Elspeth already sneaking up on the dining hallway, yeah, this is not going well for the defending team. Nerdy already being taken out within the first minutes, within the first 50 seconds even. And it's again just a too easy kill for the defending team, for the attacking team. Sorry. Just losing lives early on for the defensive team, that's not a good thing. It's something they could certainly not use at this point. And already being down in the 5-2 versus 4, things are not looking great. Just things are getting worse and worse. Hibana pellets coming out, taking out some of those positions, even though luckily the Wamai seems to be able to help out the Jaeger was playing behind the mirror window. But still, the attackers are pretty much on their doorstep already. And with 1 minute and 35 seconds, there's just so much time for the attackers to still work with. Nades will be coming out soon, but unfortunately there's still an ADS plays there. So they're not able to take out one of those deployable shields or some of the positions. But I think the defenders are getting it starting to feel very, very pressured at the moment. They need to be very careful because things can go south very soon for them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very tense position here. Obviously, they have lost Nerdy, so playing in that disadvantage. But now this clock is starting to come a little bit of a worry for Revolut, but I don't think it will be for long. We can see Predator just sneaking through, and as Tomfight does find one, it is going to be that response from Revolut. Predator on that on that flank, a bit of a lurk even, and Kaibi not able to find that player in the C4, unsuccessful as well, just been caught on the mirror window. Nickit can't connect onto the buck and in fact gets taken out. Speedy does find himself down, but it's all down to Herr Gelheit in the 1 versus 4. Again, another similar situation, can't get it done. Kaibi locks things out with the F90, and that's a very very clean victory for Revolut. You know, they were able to find weaknesses in defensive structures very, very easily. And yeah, we can see why they've only lost 2 rounds so far in the ESA Cup. This team looked very, very strong.
Yeah, indeed. Revolut doing an amazing job right here. A beautiful match from them and a 7-2 win, which is, of course, a great score and will certainly help them to eventually get into the top area of their group. They're doing a great job, and there's the first team, of course, who has now played the 2 matches in a row. So currently they are listed as the #1 team right here. but of course those things will change. But still, they will be like in the top area after their beautiful accomplishments so far. So yeah, that's the first match done of today. Well, yeah, like what else can we say about this match really?
It's just so clean and clinical from Revolut Esports, and I can see, you.
Oh, I think you're dropping out. I cannot hear you at the moment. Well, it seems to have some little technical issue there on the side of Uncooked. But yeah, either way, a 7-2 score there for Revolut versus Inzanami. Inzanami unfortunately losing another match right there, which is, of course, I mean, not another match. Of course, I did win their first one. Am I saying that correctly? Let me just quickly check my information. No, actually, they did win the first match after a forfeit win against one up. So currently, both teams still have. Oh, you're still cutting out a little bit, Uncooked. I think here, even out of the match chat right now, out of the chat right now. Well, either way, we got one more match coming up for you guys right now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you were dropping out a few times right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
had to leave the call and join back. We love Discord sometimes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was just explaining like how we just got one more match coming up right after this, the final match for today as well, which is mainly Suiciders versus Yacht. And unless you have anything left to say about the previous match, we can start preparing the next one for you guys.
No, I just want to say, obviously, that that game was from our Group D. I think this following one, yes, is also a Group D matchup. So, yeah, a lot of exciting action for you all coming up tonight. But yeah, no, that's all from me.
Okay. Yeah, well, in that
I think
case,
that's time for a break. I need a hot chocolate, and I feel like our viewers might do as well.
Yeah, let's see. We'll just have a quick break, but let's try to have the next match start in 15 minutes, but we'll keep you guys updated in the chat, as of course this match did end a little sooner than expected. So just stay put, get a drink, get a snack or whatever, do whatever you want, but we'll be back hopefully very soon. So see you guys in a moment. Bye-bye.
Do it.
Are you okay?
Oh, do we even need to introduce Chalet anymore at this point? It's we've seen it a lot, but we're back, everyone. We've Yes, I think that's the 7th time we're seeing Chalet in ESA Season 5, the 6th time that me and Max have casted it. So, yeah, we've seen this a lot. We know how it's gonna be. I think the attacking stats are even more inflated because of the last map. Let's just have a look. Yeah, it's now a 54% attacker win rate instead of 52. Similar thing, although this time we're seeing Knock being banned. Obviously, Knock, very useful operator. The Hull presence reduction is can be quite a valuable resource for attacking teams. Obviously, now with Solace being brought along, is a bit less useful, can get caught out a lot more often. Nonetheless, still good to take off the board. Flores, we've seen a lot being banned. Valkyrie as well, you know, their utility just generally useful, either for just clearing defensive utility and respectively getting information on the attackers when they try to make those entrances into the building, and we will see Solus being banned out as well. Not really too much of a surprise, obviously, with her capabilities. Hello, Max. It's good to we've never seen this map before.
No, I'm surely loving this one map. I'm surely loving this one map pool. So exciting! Like always like a question which map of this one map pool is going to be picked. Of course, it's going to be Chalet every single time. Now, of course, jokes like we're having a 9 map pool, even though you wouldn't really say so. I think total of 5 different maps out of 9 have been played so far, with of course the majority going to be Chalet, which isn't that exciting, unfortunately. I was hoping to see more different maps, but of course things can still happen in the upcoming weeks as we still have a long way to go. Also, again, one thing to point out, Solus has been banned. Unfortunately, still not available in the map ban overlay, so you won't see Solus up there next to the Maniac Suicided logo, but she is definitely banned. You just can only see it in the in-game overlay of Siege itself. But yeah, we're back to Chalet, the map that's so cool, so exciting, so much fun, so new. Gotta love it. And the only thing that's going to be different about this map is the teams playing on it, really. So yeah, let's see how these two teams will be doing. It's Maniac Suicided versus Yacht. And yeah, let's just jump right into the game right here. Let's see how it will go.
Yeah, I'm just going to warn both you at home and Max here. I might fall asleep before this map is over. We'll have to see. Obviously, it could be a very long, exciting overtime banger, but man, there's like part of me that wants it to go to 15 rounds, and there's part of me that wants it to be a 7-0. You know, it just seems like there's the duality of man. Either it's got to be really close, you know, at least 12 rounds, or it's got to just be, you know, the 7 rounds and no more. But anyway, my complaining aside, you know, we can't... I feel like it's almost getting as old as the map itself. We've just got to press on with things. So looking at Yod Esports, obviously they're going to be trying to make a lot of this top-down approach over towards the site. We have seen that quite a lot recently, and it tends to be the way the common way these things go. It's very standard, but it also allows the attack to get the defenders to be very insecure on the site, just being all pressed in, and that gives the attack all of the map control as well. However, we do see Starboy downstairs roaming in that basement, which could come in handy, especially now that Lulu finds that opening pick onto Mamba. It's going to be quite difficult for Yod to try and leverage this into an advantageous position.
Yeah, indeed. Like, we've seen so many times these flanks happening, so let's see if it will eventually happen. Luckily, the attackers have been able to manage to take care of the deployable shield, the one that can be so dangerous on top of those stairs. Luckily, they have managed to, so let's see whether they will be able to get further control over the top floor, which of course they will be very useful for them to eventually start attacking the bomb site itself. In the end, it's just Sledge being able to push through, find Diego, just find almost a second. Yes, he does find the seconds. This 4 just goes taken out as well, but then also Atto with a kill on perfect. It's just down to 2 versus 4 situation where the Bennett has rotated back to side, so no flank happening right here, and that might be good because it's a 2 versus 4 situation. He's very much needed, but unfortunately he gets injured and gets finished by Gomez. It's all coming out of Lulu. The Mira playing in the closet and unfortunately not being able to find anyone as she gets taken out by the Ashe. And I'm saying that correctly, the Ashe? No, of course it was the Yana. And that's actually the first round already going to the attacking team, which is Yacht Esports. And that's a 0-1 score right there, with Yacht, of course, in the lead.
I'm... Okay. Me, MS had such a good position going into those final few moments. You know, they had the man advantage, but then Gomez is just allowed to just stroll onto mezzanine and pick up 2 frags like it was absolutely nothing. And I mean, you've got to have someone watching that. But it just didn't seem like MS were even aware of that pressure. Yeah, no clue how that was allowed to happen, but nevertheless, we are going to just have to ignore that. MS choosing to run it back on this bomb site, and hopefully they don't fall foul to the same issues because they've started things out really well. But yeah, Gomez, absolutely massive 3K, all the impact inside of that round to really open things up for Yacht Esports.
Yeah, indeed, those are the moments that really matter, that really impacts a round. So, of course, that's a great accomplishment by him. Let's see how they will do for the second round. They will be heading to the same bomb site, just like the previous rounds. Let's see if they will be able to manage to just pull it off just as well as they just did. Again, the Jackal is in play, but he's not able to find the first play as Starboy gets the first kill there on Mamba. That's the Jackal of the board, a huge worry for the defending team, which they don't need to worry about any longer. And then Gomez also trying to enter the building anytime soon from the buffer area. He was almost able to find someone on the roam, but unfortunately for him, he just misses out, and the round now continues in a 5 versus 4 situation where the attackers are down 1 player.
I was really confused for a second because I thought it was an attacker that had got the kill, because I saw the FMG9 and I was like, oh yeah, that must be Knock. But no, Starboy is running the FMG9 on smoke.
Yeah, you don't see that often.
Something I haven't seen since Citizen decided to troll with it in EUL, like stage 3 of 2021, I think.
Yeah.
And decided to roam on Chalet with smoke FMG9. And I feel like, I mean, it certainly worked, and it probably has the element of surprise, because why would you expect a smoke to be roaming on those Solarium stairs with the FMG9? It's ludicrous, but I guess that's what MS really needed.
Yeah, it's certainly an interesting choice. Of course, the gun is great, but just a smoke playing in that position might even be weirder, even weirder than the gun. But yeah, like it's a great gun. You would just expect a shotgun instead, as of course that's what usually mute and smoke are picked for. But yeah, either way, great kill. Jackal off the board, one less thing to worry about. And with 1 minute and 10 seconds ish, there's not much time for the attack to start taking the control. Like they have control and are basically on the doorstep of the top floor raiding area, but that's not enough. They need to get further control into raiding, make sure it's fully clear, get control over those stairs. But as long as people are playing there, it will be very tough for them to push onto the bomb site itself, especially with the Wamai playing in this position, just being able to catch so many of the projectiles, also accompanied with 2 ADSs. It will be extremely difficult for the attacking team to further progress and take out the shields, which will provide so much cover and intel for the player right here.
Yeah, hopefully Gomez isn't able to just walk in and get a 3K like in the last round. It seems like they're doing a good job at shutting this down. Starboy, another just perfect frag, honestly. But that is getting a little bit sloppy as Moritz goes down to Preezy, so that could just be the opening that Yod needs. However, only 15 seconds left inside this round, and that's when the Toxic Babe starts coming into play. Gomez has another, as Starboy, again, maybe just MS getting a little bit too complacent, but there's the hop-in. Well read and well executed on by Lulu, and Fuescos finds one, and it's just Gomez just going to have to save that KD, nothing to be found. And that's MS, a much better round, but they, I mean, it certainly didn't... It looked like it could have swung if Yod had maybe 30, 40 more seconds there.
Yeah.
That's almost certainly a round for them if they don't get pressured into making some mistakes. because MS, yeah, they just got too complacent, gave up some picks that realistically they shouldn't be giving up.
Yeah, indeed. Like, it's a very interesting round. Very interesting plays from the smoke. Again, to mention it, 2 kills from him this round. With the interesting gun pick. But yeah, it just took that attacking team so long to get the proper control. In the end, it didn't even have any kind of projectile remaining or explosive to deal with the deployable shields. All of their projectiles were burned by the ADSs and my discs, and that way it was just so difficult for them to just push on. And yeah, in the end, the Sledge managed to make himself towards the door of the bomb site, but the time was running out. Just a few seconds remaining, where he just indeed decided to just wait it out and save his KD, as you were mentioning, which of course isn't too useful. But yeah, what else would you do with the time anyway?
Always the most important.
Sorry?
The KD, always the most important.
Yes, especially in competitive matches, you know, where those are not kept in any kind of way, like they're not being recorded at all at this moment. So, yeah, sure, but like it will look cool on the post match report, of course. But that's about it.
Yeah, obviously, like you were saying, there's not much you could have done in that situation anyway, with only like 2 seconds left. But you know, maybe just run in there, try and get a frag out of it. It might just go your way. Who knows?
Yeah, indeed. This time the attacking team didn't decide to bring the Jackal, even though the Jackal will be so useful. But Moritz already with the jump out, finding Addo. That's the Ash taken off the board. Of course, Ash not necessarily the most useful operator in terms of utility. But oh, beautiful double kill there from BXR Bar. Let's just call him Barbar. Getting beautiful double kill on both Perfect and Starboy. 2 huge operators taken off the board on the defensive sides. We were just talking about how Ash is not necessarily that important. But of course, those operators are much more important. The smoke and the Maestro, and then also taking out the Thunderbird, who of course did already plays down her utility, but a beautiful triple kill right there. Just leaving Moritz and Forrest Ghost all alone in this 2 versus 4 situation, being very low in HP. Forrest Ghost currently even playing offside, and as Barbar gets his quad kill, his 4th kill, taking out Moritz. It's all coming out of Forrest Ghost. He can jump up the hedge. He does find Gomez, so at least 1 less player to worry about at this point, but still, he is playing downstairs. It will be difficult for him to rotate back, although he can jump up the hedge, but with his a little bit of HP, things might not just go the way he is hoping to.
The only ace I've seen has been on this map, or in ESA so far, and I kind of want Barber to get another one. It could just happen, but no, Mamba takes it away from him. Only a quad for Barber, still a good score on the Nomad, but I mean, come on, just give him the ace, surely. Surely. It always looks flashy, the gold text on screen. Just can't get enough of it.
It does, it looks beautiful. Just like yesterday when with Eagle Empire, we had 2 times, not like an ace, but the flawless rounds, which is of course also a huge accomplishment. But yeah, like it would have been beautiful. Unfortunately, not just a quad kill, which is also a great thing to see. And yeah, with Maniac Suicide just losing that round, they will just head again to the same bomb site just to try it one more time. Of course, they have only played it once and lost it once. So having a second attempt is, of course, very much... It might be a good idea as well. With a similar kind of setup. But just a better execution, they might just make it work. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean... MS... Definitely, I mean, Baba just kind of shredded them apart. It was a good start, though. I think you can agree, Max. Moritz with that jump out very early on, taking out Atto. And yeah, it just kind of fell apart from there. So, yeah, maybe less of the getting quad killed and maybe more of the aggressive getting kills yourself, and MS should be fine.
Yeah, and again, we see the smoke playing with the FMG. Interesting pick. He was even trying to go for a spawn peek with that gun. So that's a very interesting play. He's currently just roaming again, just like smoke playing offside. I really wonder, is he just picking smoke because he likes the gun so much? Because having smoke play offside is just such a big risk of losing him early on and not really him being able to use his utility, which is like, yeah, like it would be such a waste. So, is he really picking him because of the gun, which of course, smoke is the only gun on attack with this gun available to him? Sorry, on defense, of course, sorry.
Well, the only one in the lobby now that knocks off the board, I suppose.
Surely, yeah.
Because,
oof. That's
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, another good start for MS, and that is ASO opening death yet again. However, we saw them get the opening pick last time, and Yod still managed to run away with things. So it's more about Maniac Suiciders keeping their advantage going, and that's a good start. Starboy finds one, traded back by Breezy, who finds one onto Fuescos, but still that advantage for Maniac Suicided. For Maniac Suiciders, at least in the player count that do still have their guns up. Flank drones are able to be watched now by the dead Yod players, but it doesn't even seem like there's that many just choosing to spectate on players instead.
Yeah, I'm really wondering why the Ace is still focusing so much in this point. Like, clearly there's two people having a line of sight on him, and yeah, like, he's just losing so much HP and even losing his life at this point. Like, why is he still attempting this window? In the end, he ended up losing his life, but then also the Nomad was, like, still rappelling on the same window. Of which position, of course, was known for quite some time right now. And in the end, the attacking team now ending up losing these rounds. So that's a round there from Maniac Suicide. Just going on, just switching these rounds one by one. And yeah, a 2-2 score right now. We might just be heading into a 3-3 switch eventually, a 3-3 half, just like we have seen yesterday sometime. But yeah, either way, interesting attacking round, to be honest.
Certainly questionable decisions that were made there. Obviously, we can't be too negative, you know. But even still, I mean, when you just have such insane fraggers, you know, you had Lulu and Starboy really popping off. At some point, you kind of can't really control it. Either way, it's like anything I do here, I will die. So just stay in the same spot is just less effort.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, with the prediction actually coming to an end just now, let's actually see what the result of it is. 17 people casted a vote. That's actually a pretty cool number, very high number, so which gives us some really nice insights. So thank you very much for casting your vote. In the end, 10 people, so the majority casted a vote for Maniac Suiciders, where 7 people, just a slightly lower number, casted their vote for Yacht Esports. So in terms of viewers, they're expecting a pretty close match between these two teams, which certainly seems to be about right up to this point. Up to round 4, where it's currently 2-2 score. We're now heading into round 5. So let's see how things will go. Just Sophia just barely missing the mic crossing. I even think Mawali just realized how close I really was. So in the end, he's just very lucky on surviving there, and unfortunately not being able to catch the nade as it was being thrown in or shot in. I'm not thrown in right there. Great work from the attacker team to deal with the deployable shield right there, which of course makes the attack much more easy later on, as they need to take this point. But for now, it's a good start for the attacking team.
Yeah, making sure they can get that map control into their hands. Their grubby little mitts. And perfect. Is able to find Fuescos to get back up to that full HP. Obviously, those Sim pistols with the recent buff do heal 200 HP. Which will allow for a pretty much full heal. We've seen Doc actually be used to try and hold in library. Obviously, this is a less common strat on console, but one way that defenders like to hold this top floor, especially on sort of the circles that I usually run in, is that they sort of sit in the corner of library, and then attacking teams will bring a Capital to clear that. Obviously, Doc can just stand out the fire. As I've been talking about that, it's a 1 versus 4 for Lulu. Make it a no versus 4 as Gomez collects. Yeah.
Well,
I was just talking about a possible way that Doc could be used, and yeah, the MS all died. Just like that, a hot knife through butter.
Yeah.
Yacht kind of just swept through them a little bit, so they've got the advantage yet again. But I think we've just seen rounds go back and forth.
We do?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we do. Like, if the history will repeat itself, then we will see a Team Blue win right here with the Maniac Suiciders on their defense right now, their final defense, round 6. So if they will follow the pattern, it will be a 3-3 round swap, after which we will see Maniac Suicide attack and a Yacht Esports defense. But first, this round, let's see whether it will be will be if the pattern will be followed, or whether it will be broken by Yacht Esports if they will win another round. It will of course be a 2-4 roll swap, which will be a good score for Yacht, and I mean Suicide will need to step up the game. But let's just see how things will go for this final round of this first half. And again, Starboy.
Attackers are heading out to defuse
Yeah,
bomb.
I mean, he's certainly going for it. The thing is, as well, is obviously we've seen Chalet be lean more towards the attackers. So if this is a 4-2 half for Yod, you know, it wouldn't be too confusing. Obviously, you know, although 3 of the you know, we've seen MS go to this bar games 4 times, and they've only won it once so far. So yeah, some question marks can be raised about that. You know, they haven't gone to basement, they haven't gone
True.
to kitchen dining. It's just, yeah, maybe some questions can be raised about that. But if this one works out, even still, maybe some eyebrows raised.
Yeah, it's indeed a good thing to point out. Like, just like the map pool, where only like Chalet gets picked so much. The same thing we can be saying about a objective, like the option for objectives that can be picked. Certainly, you could pick some of those other objectives, especially when some of those other ones are not working out as well as you were hoping to. But meanwhile, Gomez actually getting the first kill on Starboy. That's again the smoke of the board. Who was not playing on side, nowhere in the position you would usually find him. And then Mumbo with a kill on perfect. Things are just going perfectly for Team Yacht at this point, as there's only 3. Sorry?
I see what you did there.
Yes, and especially as it's now 3 versus 4 position, Fire Force Ghost did find Gomez, so it's a 3 versus 4 3 versus 4 situation at this point. We're still 1 minute and 25 seconds on the clock as Moritz finds Atto. It's now 3 versus 3, equal man count. Still, things can still go either way from this point on. Will it be Maniac Suiciders to make it a 3-3 score, or will Yacht somehow break the pattern and bring things to their side? It doesn't really seem to be going that way at this moment, especially since 2 attackers just lost their life. It's all coming down to Mumbo right now in this 3 versus 1 position. He's completely on the other side of the map, doesn't have the diffuser, and only has 55 seconds remaining on the clock, and still has a lot of area to clear and a big journey to make his way towards the bomb site. Might just find any player anytime soon as he finds the Jaeger. It's actually a trade between these 2 players, but unfortunately, as he was the final attacker alive, this round will be going to the defensive team, which is Maniac Suicider. The pattern is followed. It's a 3-3.
2 massive kills there by Frescos in the mid round to open things up for the team. And I mean, that DMR just coming in so deadly. Actually, I think it was a 3k even. Yeah, indeed it was. Yeah, just
Attackers need to locate and
absolute highlight of that round for me was Frescos on that Aruni. And we will see Azami in play actually by Barber. Obviously, in that last game, the Azami was indeed banned out, and I mean you can't really blame the teams for banning her. Very, very strong, but we will get to see now why and just how capable. When you have a good Azami player, just how terrifying it is.
Indeed, Azami, like, she can be so creative with her gadget. Like, we already see so much cover being placed right now. This is just one of those places that, like, you usually cannot play that safely as you're exposed from the main door area. But with this utility being placed there, she can just play there much safer. And especially since attackers really tend to push from the library reading area. Yeah, like, it's just a good idea to just keep a hold on that position. But actually, you need to be very careful on spawn peaks, however, because it's actually Otto just attempting one of those from the west main window, just trying to spot some of the attackers, actually doing a bit of damage there on Forest Goats. Unfortunately, not being able to get a kill, but certainly a very nice attempt right there, because he could already have started things in the way of his team just by landing his shots a little bit better. But yeah, there goes the Jekyll. That's an interesting play from the Jekyll, just trying to push on those stairs without any information whatsoever. At least I don't think any droning did happen. And it's a very unnecessary death there on the side of Maniac Suiciders. Just drone a little bit more, just have a little bit more control, and then those kind of deaths shouldn't really happen. Very unfortunate, but let's see. It's a 4 versus 5, the round still goes on. Nades are going to be thrown towards the Azami. Will take out her utility, but not her shielding, as still also an ADS is placed right there. So she's still in a very strong position, and as Breezy gets a kill on Perfect. Perfect doesn't get enough another kill. Oh, actually, no, he doesn't get any kills so far. He's still down 0-5. And he will just need to wait another round in order to make a change to that eventually. But then a beautiful kill from Barber there for his goals, and Gomez with a kill on Starboy. It's all coming down to Morris, the final attacking player from Maniac Suiciders in this 1 versus 5 situation. Will we see one of those flawless rounds coming from Yacht this time? Or will Morris at least be able to take some kills and take some people down to his grave? Or potentially even clutching at this 1 versus 5. He has 1 minute and 20 seconds, so there is still some opportunity for him. He's also playing as Yana, so he can scout ahead. He has a drone, no nades unfortunately, but still full HP. So there are certainly some options for him, but he just needs to be a little bit careful and shouldn't waste too much time at this point.
We have already seen a 1 versus 5, but not to be here. That's Gomez again, just continuing to be one of those superstar fraggers for the side of Yod Esport, as collects on that one flawless round. As we head to Bar Gaming, obviously, I think it was the top floor being shown last time, Bar Gaming this time. And yeah, if we want to see the pattern continue, MS should win this round. Obviously, you know, nothing's guaranteed. It could be that Yod are a very good defensive team. But yeah, we'll just have to see how things go.
Yeah, indeed. Like, it's not will not be the second defensive round for Yacht. They're currently one up in points, a 3-4 score. Again, of course, it's still very much possible that the pattern will continue to repeat itself, as it's still certainly the case. It's really up to Maniac Suiciders to follow the pattern or to break it. And if they do break it, it will not be a good thing for them. It will be an accomplishment for Yacht instead, so they could really use it at this point to, of course, turn the tide for themselves and bring things more into their advantage. Well, we will be heading to the board games bottom side, one that we already have seen so many times. Mira again in play. We'll likely see her play in the closet with her mirror window, where then the second will likely be placed somewhere towards the top floor area. Once again, also some spawn picking happening. Again, unfortunately, not for them, any kill happening. So the Jackal did lose some HP, but it's still in play. But any potential future gunfights might just get a little bit easier as he's down some HP.
Yeah, very, very possible that could be one of the things that sort of seals the deal, in fact. Obviously, you know, you've got to think about the consequences of every action inside of R6. And yeah, that certainly could be one of the things that makes it just a little bit more difficult, is going to be that HP that is on Lulu. However, 1 minute has gone by the wayside, and yeah, it looks like MS are just slowly gathering this map control, but the problem is it's slow, very, very slow. They're only just really entering into Solarium and trying to clear across this top floor, and Mamba might just have been completely misdroned here. I don't even know if they know of this Jaeger's position at all. They do not. That's an easy pick for Mamba. Is that Starboy going down? Is kind of aware of the position of the player over on Fluke, but that does mean that Perfect will be able to get the kill. Instantly traded out, however, by Gomez. So advantage still for Yod as we hit that halfway point. Another sort of disaster for MSXV. They've lost their hard breach, they've lost their Zafir. They now have to try and find these different angles when they could still get peeked from. It's just falling apart.
It is, but like, luckily Forest Goats is able to take up Breezy, bringing things back to an equal man count of 3 versus 3. It is the case right now. Both teams have suffered some HP loss, especially Forest Goats Lulu on the side of the attacking team, where just Barbar has also lost a little bit of his HP. But at the time, that's one of the things that the attacking team needs to worry about, a little bit more than their HP. Luckily, Forest Goats is close to the bomb site, but cannot really do much from this angle. Also from, like, also the fact that he's all alone right there is one of the things he needs to be very careful with, because he might just lose his life and no one will be there to refrag him or cover him whatsoever. And that's, of course, one thing you need to be very careful of. Also, Otto playing in Fireplace, not a place where you would expect a mirror at this point, and things will be getting very difficult here for Forest Ghost, as the position is seemingly known. Also, Morris getting injured, potentially a frost trap right there, and as then also Forest Ghost gets finished off. And it's Barbar with the final kill there on Lulu, and that's a round win here for the defensive team, which is Yacht. So finally, the pattern is broken. It's Yacht with a 2-point advantage in the lead right now, with a 3-5 score.
Yeah, 2 rounds in a row for the French team, and it looks like defense might be their home. They are now forced to go to a different site other than that top floor Unbar Games, which is the first time we're seeing kitchen dining here in this match. And I think even today, because I
Attackers need
think
to locate
it
and
was
defuse
mainly
as many bombs
avoided
as
in
they
the
can.
first map as well, and we mainly just went to the basement for that tertiary site. So yeah, welcome to kitchen dining. You've got
Finally.
some. Yeah, finally. I think one of the last times that we casted this bomb
Attackers
site
have
match,
discovered
there
the
was a
location of a
defensive
bomb.
1 versus 5 ace, with a defuse to boot. I don't know if you remember that one.
Yeah, it was yesterday then. Because yesterday we did cast this bomb site.
Oh no, I'm being silly. I
Yeah,
completely forgot about yesterday. I was thinking about last Monday, in fact.
yeah.
Yeah, very first stream.
5 seconds
It
remaining.
was
might just be,
very
yeah.
impressive 1v5. It was ages ago. I don't know why it's just still in my mind. I guess all the way from back then.
Yeah, of course it was so difficult to just keep track of all those Chalet matches, as Chalet was played, I guess,
Yeah.
by so many times already.
I think we
So,
worked it out as an average of 1.5 times per stream we've seen
Yeah.
Chalet.
yeah, that's
So-
just too much. It's too much. But either way, as long as the teams and players are enjoying it, and the viewers, of course, as well, then all
This
is
a
fine
public
by me.
appeal. Please stop playing Chalet.
Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice, especially for us as casters and maybe also the viewers. But of course, the teams, like, they have the right to pick the team or the map, sorry, and to ban them as well. So like, it's totally in the hands of them. It's totally up to them as well. And like, yeah, with all the respect, they can choose this one if they like to play it. Goyo just barely escaping there from the Jackal. He was getting just so close and just barely managed to escape into office. But with a nice wallbang, he almost did a bit of damage there on the Jackal. But Milo's Forest Ghost getting damaged, but taking out Mamba in the process. And right now it's a 5 versus 4 situation. Yacht losing 1 member, which is a good thing for Maniac Suiciders, as they're currently 2 points behind. They need this comeback, because if they lose another round, it will be match point for Yacht, which of course is a position that Maniac Suicider doesn't want to be in. But as Barbar gets killed, Lulu, it's a 4 versus 4 situation again, an equal man count, and things will be getting very difficult for the attacking team from this point onwards.
It's not looking good for MSXV. They haven't had the start they wanted, really, inside this season. A 3-7 loss to Votum Gaming last week, and things aren't playing out well for them this week either. That is certainly a good start, though. Atto being taken out, but Barber again with a kill onto Moritz. That's his 10th in the game, double digits now for the Goyo. Gomez as well, still continuing to be a very consistent fragger.
Yeah, good.
And it just looks it looks like such a difficult position for MS. All of their players are down quite low. That is going to help though for West Coast finding a kill onto Gomez, but they still got to get onto the site. There's still all of this utility and time wastage as well. You know, you've got C4s, you've got those canisters wasting time with the fire. But with now Starboy finding one, taking out Barber, it's now a 1 versus 3 for Preezy on the site.
Yeah, 3 versus 1 position for Freezy. Like, he's in a good position. He has the mirror window, which is so well covering him. But as Perfect is managing to rake his way into the bomb site and planting behind the bomb canister, he might just actually be taken out by the C4. He has Freezy taking out the planter as he was trying to place the diffuser down the floor. And another beautiful kill there on Forest Goats. He makes it a 1 versus 1. He turns the 3 versus 1 into a 1 versus 1. He knows exactly where the Jackal is. Thanks to his mirror window, and he gets the final one.
Not.
A huge clutch from the mirror right here. The 3 versus 1, denying the plants and taking out every single player in his path. A beautiful clutch from the mirror right here, and bringing even another round to Yacht right there, and hitting this 3-6 score, which means match point for Yacht, which means they're just 1 point away from winning this match and sending Maniac Suiciders home. Basically, not home, because of course they will still be in the competition, but yeah, just eliminating them for today.
Already in their homes, because
hopefully so, yeah.
But yeah, I want to apologise for misspeaking. It wasn't. It was actually Yod that lost 7-3 to Votem. Maniac Suiciders lost 7-2 to Minions.
Okay.
So yeah, it's still not a great start, and yeah, that's not going to help. I mean, very well played from Preezy. But yeah, letting a player clutch like that in the 1 versus 3, they knew where she was as well, the mirror. But hey, sometimes these things don't go your way, and for MSXV, for I think third place last season, coming into this one
Might
and
just be.
starting out the season with
5 seconds left before
two losses. Like, yeah, third place last season, pretty similar roster if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I mean, just if you start out with going 0-2, obviously there are 7 weeks, but those points are going to start adding up, and if you're on the losing end in the first 2 weeks, it's certainly not going to be in your favor.
No, certainly not. It's something you do not want at this point. Of course, there's still 5 more weeks after this, so there's still plenty of chances to do these things. Like, maybe just the 2 teams that they were up against weren't the right ones for them, but still, like, after today, if you do lose this one, it will be time to wake up, because otherwise this competition might not be going the way you were hoping it to go at the moment you were signing up for it. And yeah, of course,
It's that mental capacity, and the thing is as well, it's like how long do you keep that excuse running? Like, how long do you go, oh, it's fine, they've still got 4 more weeks, oh, they've still got 3 more weeks, then eventually, oh, they've only got 2 weeks left, they're still on like 0 points, or they're still on like 1 or 2 points,
yeah.
and suddenly playoffs are just completely out of the question altogether. So it's certainly a good start that we've seen. I think it was Lulu find that kill onto Barber.
Yeah, it was.
One of the best players for Yod inside of this game. But, we've seen Yod, they clutched up in just the last round, and that'll be playing on the mind of Maniac Suiciders as they start to make this execute. This is going to be, even though they have this advantage, it's going to be a very difficult round, mentally and mechanically, because we've seen what every player on Yod can do.
Yeah, certainly. And with 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining, but like there is a decent amount of time still remaining for the attacking team. They have opened up the wall, so if they can get the right kind of cover, they will have the opportunity to go for plants technically. But as Momo gets killed, Forrest goes from actually probably a beautiful angle. I'm not sure. Did he get the kill all the way? Yes, he did. He did get all the way on the kill on the fireplace stand, which is of course a beautiful thing. He might just add another one as he gets in contact with Lulu. Lulu's just trying to deny the Jaeger, was being a big problem for the team. Does luckily also find the C4, because that could have been a huge problem. And as the C4 is clear, Perfect is going for the defuse, where currently Morris is just covering him, and I'm not even sure whether the defending team is aware of this defuse happening. Perfect with a kill on Freezy, and Starboy with a kill on Antoy, and just Lulu and Starboy with the final kills for the team. This is Maniac Suiciders fighting back, making the 4-6 happen, just 1 point closer to denying the match point and bringing the match to overtime with a 6-6 score. But before they do so, they still need to win 2 more rounds after this, but this might just be the opening that they were looking for to make those things happen.
Yeah. And hey, I mean, that comeback could definitely be on. We might see another 3-3 half here, just not in the way we'd expect. So for Yod, honestly, if MS get this 1 more round, maybe you take a timeout. I know we haven't really seen timeouts too often in ESA Season 5 so far, but it could just be the perfect thing. Just put a halt on that momentum, have a discussion about, how are we going to go into this round 12 to make sure that we can secure all 3 points, because every point matters really when you're in these groups. Only 50% of the teams can make it through to those playoffs.
Yep.
And if you come fourth, you automatically get seeded into the lower bracket. So every point matters, every round matters even, because it could come down to that round difference at the end of things. You just don't know. So MS getting that one there keeps their hopes alive, but even if not, that does help their round difference out still. It could just be that final factor, those 1 or 2 rounds that either make the difference.
Yeah, surely. And yeah, there's rounds, of course, it's getting very close. This match is a 4-6 score, just 2 points difference. So there is still a very good chance for Maniac Suiciders to work things around and work things in their favor. But they need to be very careful, of course. Just losing 1 round will eliminate them for this week. I mean, will cause them to lose this match for today. And that's of course something you don't want. And yes, this is actually a perfect start by Mamba there. Just waiting for the play to go on the drone. Just waiting to hop out. Of course, his position wasn't known yet, so Yana didn't know what she was up for. Very unfortunate for her. She's already been taken out, and that's not a good thing for Maniac Suiciders at this point, because they really need the round wins at this moment. And yeah, starting off with a 4 versus 5 just this early on is pretty destructive.
Yeah, that could be the final piece, that final nail in the coffin that Yod need to secure this game in their favour, to get those 3 points and get some points on the board. And it would shake up Group D just a little bit. We'd start to see those more interesting things. So maybe at the end of this play day, we can have a look after 2 games in this group for Week 2, just how things are shaping up so far. But obviously, that's in the future. We can't get too ahead of ourselves, Max. Because
Surely not.
Ghost does find one. It's still very possible that we do go to a 12th round here in this chalet map. I mean, do you reckon it's going to happen? Like, what do you think will happen? This gunfight could be the telltale sign. The Barber does manage to find one, but that's actually Lulu with the next kill. Starboy is so low, but Lulu with a second, and that's Barber falling. Coast as well. Preezy, we've seen them 1v4. We've seen them 1v3, now needs to be a 1v4. Position, however, is known. That diffuser starting to get planted, finds one onto Starboy, but that's going to be all she wrote. Ghost finds one. We get to round 12, and MS are 1 round away from securing 1 point in this map. And yeah, like I said, Yod, maybe now is the time to time out.
It might just be, of course, they're just like in a very difficult position right now. It's a 5-6 score. They still need only, like just like the previous round, they only need this 1 point to win this map. But at the same time, if they just lose one, they lose the advantage that they're currently having. They will be heading to overtime right then, and they will lose the chance to win 3 points. They can still win 2 points or 1 at that point. But actually, getting all 3 is very much not happening then. And as we don't see the timeout happening, we will be heading into this potential final round. It's really up to Maniac Suiciders to either bring this map to overtime, the second overtime during Season 5 so far, and to still have a chance to win points, like either 1 or 2, like I was just explaining. As in overtime, things just work a little bit different. You don't get to use your 3 points for winning a map, but you just get either 2 for winning or 1 for losing. Because of course it's a great accomplishment for either team to make it all the way to overtime. But yeah, it's really up to Maniac Suiciders to make it happen or Yots to deny it. So this is going to be a very important round. For this round we'll be heading to Office Master Bedroom, a very common bomb site, a very interesting one we have seen so many times already. Let's just see how Maniac Suiciders will do on their attack, or how Yacht will do on their defense. And it might just be the final round right here, or after this round we might get an extension of at least 2 to 3 rounds, depending on how things will go.
We'll just have to wait and see. 2 minutes 30 separate us from either GG's in chat or that 6-6 overtime situation like you were suggesting.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can almost feel the tension in the server. That's going to be the sound cue that maybe they need. And that's Atto taking out that breach charge. So they know that this garage is going to be a bit of a point of focus. And that's Atto needing to fall back now as Lulu dealing a lot of, not some damage, just some pressure. That's Ghost with the first. Gomez falling. Preezy, though, with a response, takes out perfect. This first grenade could be so important and massive. And there you go. That's the bite back. That's the response that Maniac Suiciders have been missing. But now Starboy falls. I think that's possibly in a frost mat. Indeed, it is. No one's near enough from Yod to collect on that. So it should just be Starboy getting picked up again when the time calls for it. But yeah, MS just not quite sure. Still watching, still waiting. And you can see that the aggressive plays from Yod have certainly made them feel a little bit insecure in their positions, having to check every corner, every nook and cranny. And this angle once again being watched by Mamba. However, assistance might be needed on the bomb site as there goes Moritz finding one. Mamba, you gotta rotate upstairs now, buddy, or you'll miss the actual execute. MS looking to set up here, just doing that final piece of drone work. And here comes the Jaeger from the downstairs as that fluke door starts to be opened up. 50 seconds left, and it's now all down to Mamba. 1 versus 4 needed. Finds the first onto Starboy. All the way through that long angle. Has to dip away, duck and weave, dip and dodge from all of these approaching players and bullets. They've spotted this position as well. It should just be as easy as a swing. And there it is. Moritz cleans up, and we're going to overtime.
Yep, indeed. The second overtime of this season is happening. It's you love to see it. It's a 6-6 score right here. Maniac Suicides doing their absolute best to just work back from that 6-3 score that they were earlier on, a 3-6 score, I should say. Actually, just winning 3 rounds in a row after Yacht did the same thing after the rule swap. And yeah, they have absolutely just did their absolute best to make it happen. And now the match will be extended with a maximum of 3 rounds. The team who manages to win 2 rounds in total will win this map, and it's just the question how those 2 and 1 points will be divided among these 2 teams. But for both teams, an absolute great game so far. Huge plays from either team. They're doing both very well. Even if you look at the scoreboard, like everything looks so great. Just perfect, staying a little bit behind with the 2 kills, but in the end, it's a team game. Kills is not the only thing that matters. He's also playing a bit of a support with Mai right there, and yeah, like it's just a great match right here, and I think either of these teams really deserve the win at this point. But yeah, let's just see which team in the end will be the victorious one, and this upcoming 2 to 3 rounds will decide which one will be.
5 seconds to insertion.
But again, we're heading back to bar games. The bomb side that we've seen multiple times, Mira back in play. We have seen how strong the Mira can be with her positioning, but at the same time, attackers have multiple times had the opportunity to fully deny the Mira, and she was just completely surrounded, being left alone in this one, like all alone against multiple attackers. Also, the Ying being played this time is a very interesting pick that can certainly make the difference on the bomb side like this, and especially like a later pick like this. So I'm very excited to see Ying being played. And let's see just how Yacht will perform on these attacking rounds, and whether they will be able to be successful.
We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, we have seen even halves. So you can't really bring anything into it apart from the fact that MS have just won 3 rounds in a row, so you might say that favor rests with them. But you know, this side switch, it could just be very different. Like we saw trading back and forth, and then yeah, Yod just completely ran away with things in the start of the second half, but MS brought it back. So you know, we can't really judge at all about how this will go. We're just going to have to wait and see. And Starboy's roaming again on that smoke. I'm not too sure if I'm a big fan of that, but hey, if that's the plan that MS wants to go for, then so be it.
Yeah, things certainly have worked for Starboy before. Like, he's great with the gun. It's a very strong gun as well. Like, there have been both situations have happened, like where he unnecessarily lost his life, using a great set of utility with the smoke canisters, but at the same time also sometimes getting nice kills, which certainly helped his team to win some of the rounds. So yeah, let's just see how things will go. Nades will be coming out anytime soon to take care of this, of those shields placed right there. Also, Yinkodenas are being thrown. Nades are coming out. First kill coming from Forrest God on Otto. Lots of flashbangs happening, even some of the friendly on the friendly side. But that's perfect with the kill on Mamba. Forrest God with the kill on Gomez. Things don't seem to be going the way of Yacht at this point, as it's a 5 versus 2 situation. Just Barbar playing downstairs right now in the mushroom, with Freezy still playing outside on the window near the reading hallway. So things are not looking great for Yacht. It's still 50 seconds on the clock, so they do have some opportunities here and there, but they need to be very careful, as they do have a lot more competition right here with so many attackers, defenders still alive.
The BM as well, Barber does find one, prevents a flawless round, but I mean, it's just going to be stat padding, impactless frags at this point. And there it is, Lulu locks things down, and MS, they were 6-3 down. They've now got the lead with just one more round, and they'll claim the lion's share of the points. 2 of them, to be precise. Obviously, we did go to overtime, so the losing team still does collect 1. And here we do see the timeout coming through. Maybe a little bit late from Yacht.
Yeah.
But, you know,
I mean, after such a long time, like they haven't been down like 1 point since round 7, basically. Like since round 7, they either been in the lead or the score has been equal. So this is the first time that they actually haven't been in the lead since a very long time, and yeah, it makes sense to call it now. Even though it is late, it can still make the difference for those final 1 or 2 rounds that will be coming. They need to win 2 rounds in a row right now to still make the win happen. If they just lose 1, it will be all over for them. It will be Maniac Suiciders then taking the win instead. So yeah, if you still have the chance to get those 45-second timeouts, just do it now, because it might still work. especially since Maniac Suicide is on a 4-round win streak or something right now, which hasn't happened so far. And just having the timeout might just take out the momentum that they have been having for the past rounds. So it might also help in that way. But yeah, let's see.
Yeah, hopefully this just provided that little bit of mental respite, that little bit of mental reset that that Yod Esport needs to recompose, collect themselves, and yeah, I mean, if this goes to all 15, that would be the closest match we've seen so far. Obviously, the previous game to go to OT was an 8-6 victory. I can't actually remember who that was between.
It was the match yesterday, which was let me just quickly check it.
Royal and Quintex. That's it.
Right.
Yeah, Royal did win that 8 rounds to 6. So
5 seconds remaining.
yeah, if we do see an 8-7, it would certainly be, like we say, the closest match we've seen. Only that 1 round difference. But hey. We'll just have to wait and see, it seems like. But as things stand, like we've been saying, MSXV, Maniac Suiciders 15, do have that 1 round lead, and more importantly, they have that overtime match point as we head into round 14 for proper.
Yeah, indeed. And of course, we do see the same strong mirror again that we saw last time. And as Member throws it before he goes, he's just running for his life. But forgets one important thing. As he runs away, he turns the back towards his opponent. And Mamba just picks up a very easy kill of that. Doesn't even go for the C4 explosion. He doesn't even trigger it. He just casually picks it up right after he gets the kill. And that's a nice return of utility. Still getting the kill, technically, because of that C4, but not through the actual C4 by detonating it. So that's a huge
bait there.
That's such a good bait indeed from Mamba. Unfortunately, however, Lulu gets a kill there on Barbar, but Otto then a kill getting on Lulu. So that's a trade. It's now a 3 versus 4 situation, with Morris being extremely close to Otto. I think they have an idea of each other where they are, but as Morris gets a kill on Otto, it's back to an equal 3 versus 3 man counts, where things can just really go either way from this point onwards. 1 minute and 45 seconds.
I just noticed that Moritz is playing Sense as well.
Yeah,
that's an operator that we don't see much of at all, and for pretty good reason. I mean, the gadget isn't necessarily the best, and when you get killed by Mamba, you can't even use it, which is unfortunate. So that's going to be, let's not talk about the Sense, because that is now an entirely moot point. But Yods are certainly making things step up here. Mamba with a 3k, but no more than that, as Perfect collects. However, this isn't even in the bomb site. They've still got to transition to that bottom floor. Gomez still here up above. And will this win streak be continued? No, it will not. 5 rounds in a row denied. So we head to 7-7. This next round will be the final of this game. But we do have all 15, Max.
We will see all 15 rounds, of course, the maximum we can go to at this point. Like, not until the playoffs, actually the finals even. We won't see any unlimited overtime yet. So this is the absolute maximum you can see for a match happen right here. So yeah, the final rounds, overtime match point for either team at this point. Whoever wins this upcoming round will win this match of today. And it's basically, like, again, how we will divide the points. 2 points for the winner, while what the losing team will still get something, which is 1 point at this moment. So, yeah, it's great match so far. It's it's one of the most exciting we've had so far. The first 7-7 score, like you already mentioned. So yeah, it will either be an 8-7 score or 7-8 from now on. And it's just really up to which team will win. It's now Maniac Suicide on the defense, Yod Esports on the attack. Of course, we have to roll up every single round in the overtime. And we'll be heading towards the Office Master Bedroom bomb site.
10 seconds left. 5 seconds to go.
Yeah. I mean, if the tension was high before, this is certainly just reaching new heights, because like we've been saying, just this 1 round is all that stands between winning and losing. This is the final frontier, if you will, and with just standout performances from both sides. You know, we've had Mamba stepping up recently, we've had Gomez and Barber really pulling their weight throughout this game. We've got Quest, Ghost and Lulu for the side of MS as well, who have been absolutely stellar. Moritz has had some moments as well, and not to forget the 1 versus 3 from Preezy. Everything's just been so good from so many players. It really is the culmination here of an entire hour's work almost.
Yeah, and it's so extraordinary how so many of the matches that we've seen so far, like, can be so close between certain teams. Like, we've seen various very close matches, well-matched teams. Like, it's just extraordinary. Like, even for the first time ever, ESA has 32 teams inside of the competition, and now we're having so many good matchups. Like, I honestly wouldn't expect that. Like, you would expect, like, okay, there's going to be like maybe like 16 really, really good teams, and then the rest might not be as good. But things seem to be very different. And as I'm talking, the round's actually happening. It's just starting. 2 players already taken out on the side of Medic Suicide. Another first person falling on the side of Yacht. That's Mamba losing his life, where Perfect and Morris lost their lives earlier on. So currently, it's a 3 versus 4 situation where the attackers are still trying to take some of the first control. They are still waiting to get the first bit of control, but they actually are already breaching the office wall, which will give them the new entry point and line of sight towards the bomb site, which Gomez will be able to benefit from together with Preezy, but then also the Nomads playing downstairs, trying to see if anyone's still roaming around, because of course Oryx is still on the loose, one of the main operators they need to worry about at this point, of course, since he's one of the major roamers usually, even though he's still playing in Solarium at this point, because I think he knows how dangerous a rotation will be at this moment. And yeah, it's still 3 versus 4. So currently the attacking team in the advantage, but only 46 seconds remaining, which is not too much time. They need to hurry up a little bit more because they cannot wait too long. And it would be such a pity to see this round end by just having not enough time to actually end it.
Yeah, it all needs to come down to this. Fresco's looking to get aggressive. They're just still a little bit concerned about that Maestro cam, which will get taken out now. Smoke is still on the board. Starboy has 2 toxic babes left, and especially now taking out Barber and Gomez and Fresco's with a trade. It's a 2 versus 2, but Atto is nowhere even near. Diffuser will get stuck and planted, but it's just the rotation from Liana just too late. Does take out Lulu, but Starboy still coming through, trying to find it. It could not be close to the 1 versus 1, but it's Yod. They halt the momentum. 2 rounds in a row here in overtime, and that's an 8-7 victory. Could not be closer. Hard fought victory. It did say on screen. And what a game we've had here, Max. We've been absolutely treated. That late rotation maybe turned out to be the winning factor again. Surprisingly, it seemed like there was a bit of a mistiming, but yeah, sometimes that's just the way things work out.
Yeah, it really seems to be a match full of comebacks. Of course, first it was Yacht being in the lead with 3-point difference, after which Maniac Suiciders made the huge comeback, even winning 4 rounds in a row at the moment, even taking the lead with then a 7-6 score. But then Yacht winning 2 rounds in a row, making the huge comeback again, and therefore in the end winning the match with a 7-8 score. It's just an absolute beautiful match, exactly what I was hoping for to see a lot during this competition. And yeah, Maniac Suiciders and Yacht are just bringing it to us on a golden plate. And yeah, an absolute beautiful match. Both teams played so well. We saw so many good plays on either team. And in the end, yeah, it can only be one team victorious, which is Yacht. But for both teams, like, again, a great accomplishment right there.
I mean, you gotta hand it to both these teams. It's absolutely, I mean, great play from both of these sides, and the fact that it did get that close, it was a 1v1 in the end. I mean, it could not get any more close than having that 1 versus 1 in the final moment.
And the diffuser planted as well.
And diffuser planted, just such a great match. Both these teams so very even in their play style, and it just came down to that. What seemed like a bit of a mistiming actually turned out to win it for Yod, because obviously if that seems like a mistake, MS aren't going to be expecting that. So, you know, you could see them looking sort of down library stairs. They weren't expecting the player to be running up from the main door and up the stairs. But again, two great games today, actually. We can't get that first one, Revolut versus Izanami. Again, while it was certainly much much less close, it was still a very good game nonetheless, very exciting, a lot of hype moments. And I mean, full of surprises. We saw that 1v3, we had that 1v2 at the end there. We've had just
Mm-hmm.
nearly an ace, very nearly,
Yeah.
stolen by Mamba in the end. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, a lot of excitement for today. And I don't know about you, but I'm a bit pooped from that.
Yeah.
Obviously, for you being on the continent, it's now 20 past 11. So
It is. It is. Yeah, certainly. Like the schedule of ESA is a very tough schedule for like both teams and the production team, but it's a very rewarding one. Like
oh
there's
yeah,
just daily matches of which most are being on stream. Like we're at least trying to at least have like 5 out of the 7 days being on stream, which is going very well so far. So huge shout out to also the other production members, which are also making those streams happen. But also at the same time for the teams just to be available. Like for the first time ever, ESA is having a fixed schedule. Like in the previous seasons, it was always like, okay, like you need to play somewhere this week, find a time, find a date, and just figure it out yourself, and we'll see whether we can guess it or not. Which of course is like more flexible for the players, because like of course they can just schedule a match whenever they want to. But at the same time, it's like a huge thing for them actually being able to play on whenever we tell them to. Like there's just few matches so far have been rescheduled or forfeited so far,
yeah.
but the majority is happening as we were hoping
And a
them
lot
to
of the
be.
reschedules have been, out of everyone's control as well.
Yeah,
There's
yeah. Also,
server
yeah,
issues in the start of the week. So,
yeah.
and it also makes it a lot easier for the production team because we can have a set schedule, and then that means we get more streams to the lovely folks at home,
Surely.
who are going to be, certainly enjoying these games. We've had. I think it was like reaching above 100 viewers tonight. So
Yeah,
for
surely.
everyone watching, thank you
Yeah.
for supporting ESA Cup. We would not be able to do it without your love and support.
Yeah, indeed. So thank you very much for watching. Basically, that's it for today. We do have another matches coming up tomorrow. Originally, those matches are not scheduled to be casted. We're still looking to see if we can bring those to you, but just don't count on it yet. But if so, you will hear from us on the social media channels. But besides that, if we don't see you guys tomorrow, then you will see us again on Wednesday. Again, it will be me and Uncooked live on the channel, where we will have another 3 matches being played that day, with even one catch-up match with Stark, which didn't play last Sunday. They were supposed to play last Sunday, I believe. But yeah, either way, so there will become many more matches coming this week. Just keep an eye on the schedule, keep an eye on Wikipedia, which is a great source of information for when matches are happening, and of course ESA on Twitter, where each day the daily schedule will be published. So for now, I would like to thank everyone for watching, also the teams for participating, and I'm just looking forward to see you guys again. And for now, I wish you a good evening and see you next time. Bye bye.
Good night.